With great power comes responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. And with that, I would like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai Bahashim, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai in them. Double honors to the Connecticut elders of GMS, our big brothers. Greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of what you people stupidly and ignorantly call God in Christ. The true name is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. I'm your Iquab. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwath. Khan, so coming at you with this show, Lord's will, through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, with the title, what? With great power comes great responsibility, and you could do this twofold, but I'm gonna kind of point it in the direction of the elites, and who you call the elite banking families, the international banking families, the 1% of the 1%, the banking families, or the what other big names? What are the names they got there? They got the Zionist, right? Big Brother, Illuminati, which, if you're saying Illuminati, which means illuminated once, but by knowledge, but you're not illuminated, so you would be called a fake Illuminati to me. Those people, call themselves who call themselves the powers of the world. They call themselves the Jews, but they're really Amalekites, the devils of the world. All right. The nation of Edom, Adawam, red man. Okay. So anyway, I have two articles basically I want to go into, and of course I got some scriptures, like 4 or 5 scriptures I want to go into, and 2 articles basically going into that topic to say that, with all the power that Esau has, which really resides within the banking families, because the banks control the world. The bankers control the world, right? By money, by banks, or really by debt, indebting the whole world into their pockets, right? The scriptures say the borrower is servant to the lender. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. It reads, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." And they know this. They know that key knowledge as far as ruling the world. If you want to rule the world or rule the people, rule a society, you got to get into the banking system. You got to get into monetary system or the trade system. If you control the trade system, which is really nothing without, right, it's pushed forth by commerce and money and livestock, whatever have you, all basically on some promissory note called a piece of green paper, which is a credit, right? This is how they control the world. And they know that to control people that they have to borrow from you, right? Because if somebody borrows from you, that means they're indebted to you. That means they owe you. And when somebody owes you, then you have them under. You have them under your control, so to speak. Whatever you say goes. If somebody owes you money, well, then they're indebted to you. They have to do what you say, or they're indebted to you. You bought them out with that money. Until they pay you back that debt, then they are freed from their debt. They're free to do whatever they want to. But they know that in order for them to have world dominance, they had to create a money system. And they had to create a system that they would be the lenders and the people of the world would be the borrowers. And with that kind of knowledge, they basically got into the banking system. And you can find out a guy called, I'll type him up right now. Okay, as you can see here, I pulled up a quote from Mara M. Shaw Bower. You can do the research on that. Mara M. Shaw Rothschild, quote, "Give me control of a country's economy, and I care not who makes their laws." Okay, give me control of a nation's money, and I cannot who makes their laws. Meaning, if you control the money, right, it doesn't matter what laws you make, because basically you can be bought out. Okay, that's what he means by that. Or you can simply be bought out. Okay. Here's another one. Remember, my children, that all the earth must belong to us, Jews, which they're not the Jews. They've stolen that identity. Okay. There's many books. There's a book called The 13th Tribe, written by Arthur Kessler, I believe. And he's dead, by the way. And he write, if there was a tribe called the Jews, they would have to be the 13th tribe, which proves he was being sarcastic to say there's no 13th tribe. There's only 12 tribes. If to be a so-called Jew, which is no such thing, because Jew comes from the tribe Judah, you would have to acknowledge all the other tribes. So again, he's saying if they're the 13th tribe, what about all the 12? Okay. So there's no snake as a Judah. There's the only tribe of Judah, right? It says, and so they're not the real people. We already know that. It says in that book that 90% or 95% of people in Israel right now really descend from the Khazar Empire. You know, they really descend from Turkey and other parts of Europe, of the Caucasus area, parts of Georgia. Okay, they don't descend from that. It says, and the Gentiles, being more extremists of animals, must possess nothing. Okay, so this is dominance. So you see this quote here. You could actually type this in on YouTube. Let me see if I can type it on YouTube. See something. It might just come up. YouTube movie. Oh, there go Brother Sabar. And brother in the New York camp. There we go. See, we be on these topics, man. So if you go on these topics, you're gonna mostly find, GMS members bringing out the truth on this. Let me see if I can find some. Well, yeah, here you go. Yeah, the biggest scam in history of mankind, Ramshaw Rothschild, YouTube. I mean, it's the House of Rothschild. There you go. Check out this clip if you want to find out. I'm not gonna play it. The House of Rothschild. Matter of fact, I put it in the description box. All right. Okay, so just have to go into that real quick, just to explain how, just to show how much power and how they acquired all that power. And there's none other than having, which is the word conspiracy, which means one breath, not a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy fact, that is the small banking family of the Rothschilds, which they weren't called that at the time. It's another name, another topic, but they conspired with a small group to basically have world dominance by controlling the banks of the world. They control the monetary, the MIF, all forms of commerce is controlled by the international bankers. So, all right, so that was a long little intro to that, Salak. But again, just to say that, with their responsibility, with their great power, they have not shown responsibility, right? Because that's eventually what you should do. Now, of course, you got stuff like quotes like this in the scriptures, but I remember this quote coming from the Spider-Man movie in 03 and 02. And that was a great Spider-Man coming around my day when I was in college. And anyway, this quote always stuck with me when I was in the world, man. And I remember this. It's, with great power comes with great responsibility, and I always stuck with me, and I bet it stuck with a lot of people, because that quote. I used to use that quote, talking sometimes to people or whatever have you, and that quote stuck around since that movie been around, Anyway, but you can apply this to the elites, okay? And I have two things I want to go into. I want to go into the oil spill. Okay, I want to go into that real quick, and I want to go into the where's the other one here? Okay, I had another article here going into their money. I can't find that though. But the main thing, I'll just go into the oil spill. That hits the point, with the great power that they have and being responsible. And again, I'm gonna go into the scriptures, but to say, with the ones that the 1% of the 1%, with all the great power that they have, right, which is prophesied in the scriptures, they have not shown responsibility. Okay, they have not done that. Let's go to a quick scripture to prove that. Okay, I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 24. The points in verse 5. It says, "Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattered abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the serpent, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word." So basically, everybody on deck with all the wickedness that's been going on all over the world, the Lord's going to visit you, right? Like the first verse said, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it a waste, and turneth it upside down. Why? By the destruction, by the ICM intercontinental ballistic missiles that's prophesied to pelt America and destroy it. Okay, verse 3 says, "The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word." Okay, this is inevitable. The destruction of America is inevitable, and it's happening before your eyes. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled." This is the point of it, right? "The earth also is defiled. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof." All right. Now, who is the earth inhabited by? Well, it's inhabited by everybody in the earth, right? Who inhabits? Who makes this earth a habitat? Well, all of us, the humans. But who really controls the earth? That's what it really means, as far as more than inhabits. Because the ones who inhabit and benefit and reap the benefits are the elites, the 1% of the 1%. They say well over 60% of the world's population lives on less than on $1 a day. Okay, so who's reaping the benefits, right? Who's reaping the benefits of this world, right? So it reads, "The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are also desolate." And that curse that devoured the earth is none other than Esau. He's an actual cursed being. You know what? He's an actual cursed nation. And the proof is before you, right? I mean, never before have you seen so much mayhem and oil spills, and the earth animals being killed off in so many ways. You have bees. That's been in the news past decade. That the bees of the world have gone down in population, and the bees, of course, as far as the world is concerned, how the Most High created them, they're the key part of how can I say the pollination. They're the key to spring or the beginning of the new year. So without bees, how can the earth pollinate? How can the earth spring forth? And bees are a very important part of the ecosystem. And with this damn devil, since he's irresponsible, right? The whole world is being destroyed because of this diseased devil, which is the so-called white man. So he's a curse, and he's a plague. He's a disease. They say you are what you eat. Well, Esau is what he is, man. He has a skin pigmentation of leprosy. So he actually takes on the characteristics of his physical curse, man. He's a plague. Okay? And in this world is evidence to that, man. You know what? Okay? Matter of fact, we'll look up responsibility right after the scripture. It says, "Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth." It has been devoured. We're about to read an article on the oil spill. Right? Animals, like I said, bees, okay, are the key part of plants having, they say sex with each other. Bees actually pollinate the plants to send a male seed into a female plant seed. or not seed, but a female plant, which then pollinates the earth. Springtime. Plants are the key part to healing us. The earth said, the Lord said, the herbs shall heal us, and the plants are, I'm not saying it verbatim, but plants are the key part for us to have a functioning and healthy body, man. So again, here it is, just one example of how Esau, he's that man that had devoured the earth. He's the curse that devoured the earth. And honey is one of the foods that does not expire. It lasts forever. So honey is one of the key things to life, man. I mean, that's my key thing. I love honey, and I use it for everything. Anything that's sweetened. I don't use no sugar, nothing like that. No, I don't trust that. But honey is something that the Most High created that sweetens and that you need. And also actually builds testosterone in men and way other health benefits. Okay? This man is destroying something so vital that we need to our body. And he's destroying the animals that are responsible for making us healthy. You know, animals and plants. Okay? By splitting seeds, splicing seeds, creating GMO foods, creating, what do you call it, MSG foods. Okay? So it says, again, the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and a few men left. All right. There's more in this chapter. I just want to hit the point on that. And you can't get that scripture without going to Job 9:24. Okay, that's the key scripture to explain who controls the world right before you. Like you see here. Let's click on this one. Okay, now you got also, of course, you have you have the opposition, which they say this post is a lie, but it is a lie because they actually control more. You know, you have articles out there trying to disprove that the Rothschilds actually exist to have this much power, and that they can pay out everybody's debt. Because that was one of my points. You know, that these people are so rich that they can pay out America's debt. You know, all this hell that America's going through with the debt situation, they can pay out America's debt. That's how wealthy these 1% families are. Okay. So Job 9:24, it said, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And how do you know? Because, again, people, you know, whoever is responsible to kill a lot of animals, who's responsible for that? The so-called white man, which proves that it would have to be someone in control to have this much power to control animals, to control the ecosystem. And it all points the finger to the so-called white man. All right. Look at the great oil spill that happened, and the BP oil spill. Okay, these are all examples of the ones that have power not being responsible. Let me see. Now let's go back to see, that wasn't one I actually wanted to get. It's like I was trying to find this script. This is Isaiah chapter 26 verse 10. It said, "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness." And favor is shown to the wicked. Again, these people owe well above, you know, the hey, what's this? I think I wanted to show this. Okay, well I can read. I'll speak about this right now. But yeah, again, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. All right, in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Favor has been shown to the wicked, and what are they doing with their favor? They're locking down the whole world by lies. You know, they're locking up the whole world by a false flag attempts. Okay. They have not carried on what it means to be responsible, man, to take care of people under them, the less fortunate, the less poor. The scriptures talk about that. We actually have laws given to take care of people in our family, man. As far as our people, your nation, you know, like I think it goes into the gleams, I believe. I'm sorry, the term is glean. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 9. It reads, "And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest." Verse 10, "Thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your power." Yeah, so glean, let's go into the word glean. Well, yeah, and if you look at that word glean, which is in our laws, Leviticus 19 and 10, it talks about thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your power. So that's in the laws, that basically when you have your land and you have the first fruits of your land, there's supposed to be a 10% or a percentage left for the poor. That is our responsibility to take care of the less fortunate. And if you look at the word glean, it means severely or to thrust. So the Lord said, do not thrust away your things. And here it is in America, you got food being carted away by the tons, man, by the pounds after these restaurants close. So man, all the way around, this place is wicked, and all from that quote. All from that quote that I pulled up, if I can, right here. That just by this quote, you can find out the ones that have the power, they're not being responsible, man. Matter of fact, let's look at the word responsible in etymology. See if I could get that. Okay, responsible. So that is answerable, right? Someone gives you an answer to another for something. From obsolete French responsible, modern French responsible, as it from Latin responsibility, responsibilis. From Latin response, past particle, stem of response, respondere. So basically means it says to answer to, promise in return. Okay, so re means back. Spondere means to pledge, so re-pledge. Or back pledge. And pledge basically means a honor, a promise. This meaning accountable for one's actions. Reliable, trustworthy is from, okay, so you damn nearly, at least they're not trustworthy. They're not reliable. Look at the rich, look at the poor, look at the differences in your life and how you live. Let's look at pledge. See what that means. Back pledge. Look at that real quick. Okay, to promise something to someone. Okay, to give something over as security for repayment. Promised faith to. Okay, so basically, like we said, to promise. We don't need to go any further. Okay, so to be responsible is to, let's go further. Sponsor baptism, surety, a surety, bondsman. Okay. So to bring a fluid sex. So to be sure of surety or a guarantee. Give assurance, promise, solemnly. Right? So to be responsible, if you go back to the word again, is to back pledge. To promise, to assure. Oh. Okay, we back here. All right. So, a heavy word, man, to me, man. I ain't going to make this too long. Kind of already made the point. We already know what's going on. Right? So let me read a few more scriptures, and I want to just finish off with these articles here. Read some random ones. This is so the ones that are who have great power, they're not being responsible, okay? Or even according to the law, they helping out the less fortunate. Again, you have articles going into Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. This guy can actually pay out, $1,000 or more to every family and still be a billionaire. You got even if you got the top 10 billionaires on earth, they can give every man, $20,000, pay out their debt, even more, and still be okay. And when you have great powers, it's you're supposed to be responsible for that. But overall, who has the power? Is the nation of Israel upon the men of the Lord. Upon the men of the Lord, start from Yahweh Shai. Starting from Yahweh down to Yahweh Shai and down to the men of the Lord. Those are the ones who have the great power and that are handling the power responsibly by giving out this word. That's the true power. In our name, we are called the Prince of the Power. He is the Prince of the Power. So with this power, we are to what? Be responsible as a what? To give out this word, to confess the name of Yahweh Shai, and to give out this word to save the elect, to condemn the wicked, to expose the wicked, and to wake up the elect. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. It says, Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. It says, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And that's self-explanatory. You people are in a great mourning all over the world. Why? Because you have the wicked ruling over you. It's not the righteous. And again, the righteous people or a righteous being is going to be responsible with the power that he has. And again, you have these elites who have immense power, and they don't give two craps about you, man. They're the ones creating the problems in the world. Okay? They're the ones creating the oil spills, whatever have you. Okay? Let me read another one. I read Revelation 8, 11 and 18. Let's get that real quick. Yeah, so this is Revelation 11, 18. It says, I'm going to read verse 15, right? Revelation 11, verse 15, the points in 18. And I'm going to read this article and finish the show. It says, matter of fact, we'll read verse 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give award unto thy servants. And the dead are all the people who don't have this truth. All the ones that don't have this truth, the truth of Yahweh Bashim Shai, the truth of the scriptures, the truth of the knowledge of our power by way of him opening up our eyes to all the prophecies that are to come. Those are the ones who are not dead. Okay, the ones that do not know, you can even know his name, but you gotta know it. You know his name by way of prophecy. Scriptures say the Spirit of the Lord is the Spirit of prophecy. You can't believe the name of the Lord, even had the name in the Hebrew, and not believe in no prophecies. Okay, so it really resides in the prophecies, man. Why? Because all the prophecies point to Yahweh Shai coming back, and we've seen it before it happens. Right? So all you people are dead who don't realize that they should be judged, and we're in a time of judgment, man. Great judgment, especially upon America. This is why, America is the way it is right now, because it's the controversy of the nation of Zion. It's what you've done to the Lord's people, of why America's crumbling the way it is, of why you have your civil war about to break out, of why you people are fighting amongst each other, the Biden disciples against the Trump disciples. You guys can't figure out, you can't come to any agreement to anything. And the scriptures say, a house divided is Satan divided against itself. How can that house stand? I'm not saying it verbatim. Matthews 12 and 24, 22, I believe. So this place is all around. It shows this place is crumbling. It's not going to rise. It's done. Okay, but anyway, it says, so we're in the time of judgment, and that thou shouldest give award unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name. Okay, the servants, the prophets. Okay, you see, I mentioned the prophets. The prophets say things before they happen. They utter the name of Yahweh Shai and speak about major events that are in the scriptures, and speaking about it before they happen. And what's that? The RFID chip. The radio frequency identification chip, the mark of the beast. We are to speak on this, being a man of the Lord, prophets of the Heavenly Father. We warn the people not to take the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Warn the people not to take the vaccines. Okay, warn the people about Esau the devil. Okay? Anyway, it says, shouldest give word unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, that them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth, and destroy them which destroyeth the earth, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. Okay? So, read this article, finish off there. I mean, oil spill is a great example to show how these devils spoil the world, man. There was an article I saved, actually. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit of this, and I'll put it in the description box. This has no date on it, but I'll just read a little bit. It says, the continued impact of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. I believe it talks about the Sheridan, or the Chernobyl oil spill. Or, well, no, this is actually BP, I'm sorry. It says, the BP oil spill began in April 2010. 8 years later, the area is still showing devastating effects. So this article is from 2018. We're in 2021 now. So it's 3 years old. It says, the NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, considers it the largest marine oil spill in United States history. And the U.S. government estimated a total of 210 million gallons were discharged during the spill. The spill directly impacted about 68,000 square miles of ocean, which is about the size of Oklahoma. Okay? Oklahoma. Probably bigger. Over 8,232 wildlife species have been affected by the spill, including mollusks, crustaceans, sea turtles, and marine mammals. And these creatures and habitats are still trying to recover. Almost 10 million pounds of oily residue was removed from the Louisiana shorelines between June 11 and 2013. Even after the cleanup, more than 200 miles still had an oily residue embedded in its marshlands. Okay. So I'm going to put it in the description box so you can read the rest of the article, just to show you the mere damage of oil spills. That's why I read, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. All right, that's a clear example of the oil spills are a clear example of who's destroying the earth. You know, these oil rigs don't belong to Raheem up in there in the Bronx, man. These oil rigs belong to Esau, the Rothschilds, of 1%, breaking in billions of dollars every year, taking gas, while you pumping your gas full of air, pumping your car full of gas. Let's look at some facts. What's it say here? All right. Okay, we see some stuff here. Deepwater Horizon oil contaminated every habitat that northern Gulf of Mexico marine mammals occupy. They've covered over 110,000 square kilometers of the ocean surface and reached over 2,000 kilometers of shoreline. All right. Today, crude oil lodged in the wetland soils is almost as toxic as the day it flowed into the Gulf. So there's been no improvement. This stays around. Even plastic, when it's released in the atmosphere, plastic takes over thousands of years to decay. Okay? Oil spills. You know, bottlenose dolphins suffered 50% decline in population. After the spill, the percentage of healthy offspring born decreased from 83% to 20%. Okay, so damn near killing off the dolphins, man. Turtles. Kemp Ridley, the most endangered sea turtle, lost 20% of the juvenile population of Barreto Bay. Birds. 5 years after the spill, around 30% of the laughing gulls have died as a result. 80% of the eggs laid by migrated Louisiana pelicans contain chemicals found in oil. Yeah, man, this man's the devil, man. And a A lot of the things that are still in nature, you can still find oil residue inside of them, in animals' eggs, in the food that you eat. I mean, the BP oil spill was so big that people stopped. The stock of BP went down because a lot of the gas in BP is filled with water. I mean, a lot of these here is they sell you something that's premium or super, and it might be filled with oil. I mean, overall their regular gas price is mostly filled with water. All right, here's another little quick article. An oil spill is the release of a liquid petroleum hydrocarbon into the environment, especially marine areas, due to human activity, and is a form of pollution. The term is usually applied to marine oil spills where oil is released into the ocean or coastal waters, but spills may also occur on land. Oil spills may be due to release of the crude oil from tankers, offshore platforms, drilling rigs, whatever. Let's move here. It says spilt oil penetrates into the structure of the plumage of the birds and the fur of mammals, reducing its insulating ability and making them more vulnerable to temperature fluctuations and much less buoyant in the water. Cleanup and recovery from oil spill is difficult and depends upon many factors, including the type of oil spilled, the temperature of the water, affecting evaporation and biodegradation, and the types of shorelines and beaches involved. Spills may take weeks, months, or even years to clean up. Okay? So let's look at these facts and pretty much done with the show. World's most oil spills, right? The 10 biggest disasters spilled over 5,613,000 tons of oil. It might be bigger, so I don't know how old this article is. This is from when? August 20. Or it might be this old article. What else we got here? So you got your top 10. There's a top 10 here of oil spills here. You can look into that yourself. Here are the tonnage of oil spilled around the world. Right? Number one would be, where's number one? Is 1,500,000 tons of oil spilled in the Gulf War. 2, Lakeview, Gosher. That's 1,230,000 tons. All right. 3, and you see a lot of these spills happen over in these western regions too. So here's just some facts about the oil spill, and I'll leave it at that. All right. Let me see anything else here. Let me see what else here. Yeah, so a lot of information on this, but that's it. I kind of went over on the time, but again, just to stay with great power, again, comes responsibility. The people who have the power control the money, and those are none other than the Rothschilds. Again, like I said. Okay. So with that, I'll end it on that. I pray you edified. And we already know who has the power. Yahweh Shai has the power. Through the power of Yahweh. And he gave the power. The ones that would be responsible for the power are none other than the nation of Israel. Yarsha Allah. He is the prince of the power. We are none other than the elect are going to get it the first trip. All praises to Yahweh Shai, man. To the power from the power of Yahweh. Kal Halal. Yahweh by Hashem Shai, by Hashem Kwakadash. Double honors to my apostles of GMS. Double honors to my Connecticut elders of GMS, and shalom to the brothers in this country and all over the world. Shalom.